So what is Airbnb management and why are more people starting this business now? Most people think there are only two ways to make money from property. You either buy a property and rent it out, or you rent a property and list it on Airbnb. But there's actually a third option that most people don't even know exists. It's called Airbnb management. And over the last few years, it's become one of the fastest growing business models in the short-term rental industry. The crazy thing is you don't need to own property, you don't need a mortgage, and you don't need tens of thousands of pounds to get started. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly what Airbnb management is, how it works, how people get paid, and why so many operators are choosing this model this year. At its simplest, Airbnb management is running a short-term rental on behalf of a property owner. That's it. The owner owns the property, you manage it. Think about it like a letting agent. A letting agent manages a long-term tenant, an Airbnb management company manages short-term guests. Your job is to make sure the property performs as well as possible. That includes things like creating listings, managing bookings, guest communication, cleaning coordination, reviews, check-ins and check-outs. Essentially, you become the person responsible for the day-to-day operation of the property. The owner gets a hands-off investment, you earn a management fee. Everybody wins. So why do owners need management companies? A lot of people assume property owners want to manage everything themselves. The reality is it's usually the opposite. Most owners don't want guest phone calls at 10 p.m. They don't want cleaner messages, and they definitely don't want to spend hours learning pricing strategies and Airbnb algorithms. They simply want income. That's where management companies come in. We take away the operational headache. The owner keeps the ownership of the property. We focus on maximizing revenue and delivering a great guest experience. When you understand this, you realize that you're not selling management, you're selling convenience, you're selling expertise, and you're selling time. This is one of the most common questions. How do you actually make money in this model? Typically, they charge a percentage of booking revenue. So most management companies charge somewhere between 10 and 25%. Let's use an example for this. A property generates, let's say, £4,000 per month. You charge 20%. Your business earns £800. Let's say the property generates £6,000. Your business earns £1,200. The better that the property performs, the more everybody earns, which means that your interests are aligned with the owner's interests. You both want the property to succeed. Now, what does a typical day look like? Well, one of the biggest misconceptions in Airbnb management means running around properties all day long. In reality, a lot of this business can be systemized. A typical day might involve replying to a guest or monitoring pricing, speaking to cleaners, coordinating maintenance. As you can see, most of these tasks can be done from your phone. In fact, many operators, similar to ourselves, manage multiple properties remotely. The key isn't doing everything yourself. The key is building systems that ensure everything gets done consistently. What is the biggest benefit of management? In my opinion, the biggest benefit of Airbnb management is the low barrier to entry. Compare it to buying a property, you might need tens of thousands of pounds. When you compare it to rent, you may need to pay for deposits, furniture, setup costs, and the first month's rent. With management, you're primarily selling a service. You're using knowledge and systems rather than large amounts of capital. That's why so many people are looking at management as their entry point into this industry, especially if they're starting with limited funds. What's the biggest challenge of management? Now, I don't want to pretend it's all easy. Management comes with its challenges too. The biggest one, to be honest, finding clients. Because unlike rent to rent, where you're looking for landlords willing to lease you a property, you're looking for owners willing to trust you with their investment. That means you need to learn how to build trust, how to communicate professionally, how to demonstrate value, or how to position yourself as an expert. The good news is these are learnable skills that don't come with a price tag. And once you understand them, client acquisition becomes so much easier. Who is Airbnb management for? I think Airbnb management is ideally for people who want to start a business without a huge amount of capital. They enjoy working with people, they're organized, they like systems and operations. They want recurring monthly income, and they also want an exposure to property without needing to buy property. Now, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It isn't passive, but it can be incredibly scalable and profitable as a business model. If there's one thing I'd like you to take away from this video, it's this. Airbnb management isn't about owning property, it's about operating a hospitality business alongside a consultancy business. What you need is the ability to create great guest experiences and deliver results for property owners. Because if you can do that consistently, you'll always be valuable in this industry. If you've got any questions about Airbnb management, reach out to us on Instagram. You can find our Instagram handle below, and hopefully we will see you in the next one. Thank you.